This old guy DIY video has to do with my first hour or so working with this Husky 455 Rancher. When I first got it, I was really excited. It did a nice job, and just the weight of the saw tore through the wood like nobody's business. And I noticed after that first few cuts that the bar and the chain didn't have much oil on them. I thought, oh, it's new technology. Maybe Husqvarna does not use as much oil as a steel did. But then I went to use it the second time, and the blade, I should say the chain, actually seized up on the bar, and there was no lubricant. So I went to YouTube, checked some stuff out. I came in here, and this is a slot where the lube is supposed to be coming out of. And I took this off, and I took the side panel off, and I ran the saw a little bit, and there's absolutely nothing coming out of here. But there is oil running out of the bottom of the saw, as you can see here from just setting the saw on the board a minute ago. So I called the TSC, Tractor Supply, where I bought it, and they said, oh, well, we're sorry to hear that, but you're going to have to send the thing in for service. And there's a local servicing dealer who I then called. And they said, you didn't know Tractor Supply was going to send you to me, did they? Or did you? And I said, no, I didn't. He said, well, it'll be a couple of weeks before I can look at it. So I went to YouTube. It looks like if I make a tool so I can grab here and then turn right because it's a left-handed thread, I can take this hub off. Then there's a screw beneath it that I have to take off, and the oil pump assembly is right inside here. So I suspect there's a little connection between the oil line that runs to this discharge port and the oil pump assembly itself that is not put together, because it's a compression fit apparently. So I'm going to fix this morning if I can, and the process consists of taking off this cover, just 3 screws I believe, and then I'll remove the spark plug. I'll stick some paracord in there so I have a soft stop for the piston coming up, and then I'll fabricate a little tool to put on here, crank that thing off to the right, and we'll see what happens. Removing the top shroud was quick. 1, 2, 3 screws. Now I'm up here. I'll take the boot off the spark plug, remove the spark plug. I cut a piece of paracord about 2 feet long. This is new paracord, so I'm going to take this double up in and just stick it in here and basically make a little snake, so when the piston tries to come up it can't come over the top, and that'll allow me to take this piece off over here. I found a 17 millimeter wrench was almost the right diameter on the inside, so I took the Milwaukee grinder with a cutoff tool. You can see I took some off the inside there, and then I chopped the ears off of this. So now it will fit in there as a tool to remove this clutch assembly. To use the tool, I just engaged this area right here with my modified tool. I put an 8-inch crescent wrench on there. I held the handle between my legs and then just cranked to the right on the crescent wrench, and it broke loose. The remainder of this assembly was spinning this left by hand to take it off. Then there was a Phillips head screw right there, so I removed that, and now I'll pick up this cover. Now I removed the cover, and I'm hoping the problem is either right here or an obstruction up in this little piece, so I'm going to pull this piece off and make sure that it's clear. So after replacing the pinion gear for the oil pump that sits under this unit and taking it to the service shop, because after the new pinion gear was in I still didn't have any oil coming out here, it turns out that the root cause was a mismatch between the line that comes from the bar chain oil tank to the oil pump itself. So I'm going to make another video in just a minute about the troubleshooting the guy did at the shop. But as received from Husqvarna, this one had a defect. There was no oil making it from the oil reservoir to the bar. So I ended up burning the chain into the bar effectively. You can see everything is black here from all the burning that went on. And I destroyed that little pinion gear on the oil pump. Gladly, it only cost 11 bucks for the part. I've been screwing around for a day and a half trying to troubleshoot this thing, but I'm ready to go start cutting wood again now.